Hello, aspirants. Good day. Hope you are doing good. Today, we will discuss 5th August 2026 current affairs covering all major topics. Like there are current affairs from various aspects. Okay, so without wasting our time, we will get into the discussion. So, nitrosomes are in news actually. So, imagine you are bringing home chips, all kind of packaged food. So you are bringing home all kind of packaged food. Recently, in a journal, in a scientific journal, so there is a publication which states that all packaged food, pharmaceuticals, industrial products, as well as supply chain have found to be containing nitrosamines. Nitrosamines. So nitrosamines are present in all these components like packaged food, pharmaceuticals, industrial products, and all. So, for this, we need to understand what are nitrosamines. So, it has a functional group of N single bond N and double bond O, alkyl and aryl group. Chemistry చదివిన వాళ్ళకి ఈజీ అవుతుంది, but others just remember the name alkyl as well as aryl groups. So it consists of alkyl and aryl group with one single bond and one double bond. So one single bond and one double bond. So formally they are called as N nitrosamines. Formal గా వాటిని N nitrosamines అని పిలుస్తారు. Okay. So why it is more point of discussion is that so they are carcinogenic in nature. They are carcinogenic in nature. So if you see many a times, like even Johnson and Johnson was fined heftily for using asbestos in talcum powder, and which has potential potential to cause cancer. Okay, so likewise, if imagine such kind of cancer causative agents, carcinogenic agents are found to be present in the food you are eating. Imagine the food you are eating is directly taking away near to cancer. How pathetic is the situation? Okay, so here it forms how it is formed when amine reacts with nitrites and nitrates. So amines nitrates toni nitrites toni react అయినప్పుడు under which condition? Under acidic condition, heat or oxidizing agents. So under these condition nitrosamines forms. So under which process? At what phase of manufacturing process actually this develops is that during food preparation, okay, during storage, okay, either might be during food preparation or might be during storage, or even inside the stomach. Even inside the stomach also nitrosamines can develop. Okay, so don't think just now the chips are manufactured and I can eat them. So don't think that the packaged food is packed yesterday, it's okay, I can eat. So but they have potential chance of developing cancer in your body. Okay, the concentration rises with higher temperature. Once the temperature increases, the concentration of nitrosamines, which is carcinogenic in nature, it gets increased. Okay, so human exposure occurs via ingestion, inhalation, as well as dermal contact. By these ways human exposure usually occurs. So key sources include contaminated water, pharmaceuticals, tobacco. Okay, so మనం contaminated water తాగినా, pharmaceutical ingredients తీసుకున్నా, tobacco తీసుకున్నా, they are nitrosamines in them, so which are carcinogenic in nature. Okay, so NDMA, N nitroso dimethylamine, NDMA is highly potent cancerous substance, which is highly potent cancerous substance. NDMA so is found in the packaged food, which is actually most concerning thing, which is found in water with this study. Okay, so here the question can be found that so recently various research articles states that so one of the following carcinogenic agents has been reportedly found in packaged food, pharmaceuticals, industrial products, and global supply chain. So, identify these carcinogenic agents, nitrosamines. So, remember next time when you bring home these chips or any kind of packaged food, it also comes with nitrosamines. It comes with nitrosamines, which is taking you closer to carcinogenic agents, which is taking closer to you affected with cancer. Next, moving forward, we will discuss about a species which is in news, which is found in the state of Nagaland. So most of the times, recent 15 to 10 days, we are witnessing many species which are found in news, actually which are recently discovered, are mostly from the northeastern states. Likewise, from Nagaland, there is a new species, and the uniqueness of the species is that it is named after the flowing river. So it is named after the flowing river through that area. So that is fast flowing Likimro river. Fast flowing Likimro river. So that became species name of the new species which is found. Pseudogenesis lichimronensis. Pseudogenesis lichimroensis. Okay, so this is a newly discovered catfish. It is a catfish species which is found in Nagaland. So locally it is called as Nupedro. Local gadani Nupedro అని పిలుస్తారు. So along with Chir Naga community. So there can be a question in your examination. Chir Naga community. So recently recently a species has been identified in Nagaland. Chir Naga community identify these species with the name of Nupedro and also called as jet fighter. So they belong to a group of rheophilic, so which means fast water loving freshwater catfishes. So rheophilic, which means they are fast flowing water lovers. Freshwater catfishes, they adapt to swift hill streams. Okay, so they show dorsal as well as ventral flattened body. So here, if you consider this is a body, so dorsal is the upper side of the body as well as ventral is the lower side of the body. Lower is the ventral side of the body, and it has specialized adhesive structures to survive torrential currents. Okay, so mostly they are carnivores. They usually feed on carnivores, which means they feed on insects, animals. Okay, so they feed on insects, larvae, as well as organisms attached to rocks, ponds, and shallow river stretches. So here we should also add to our knowledge that this Likimro river is located from where, or the origin of Likimro river happens from Mount Saramati and tributary of Tizu River. Mount Saramati and tributary of Tizu River, which actually joins the Irrawaddy system via Myanmar. So when you understand the river systems of our country, then you can actually connect them with this. It's very interesting topic. Catfish is named after a river, and it is doing wonderful job. Okay, Pseudokinesis lichimroensis. Pseudokinesis lichimroensis. So it is a fast water loving species. Okay, so this is all about Pseudokinesis lichimroensis, a new catfish which is discovered at Nagaland. Next, coming to Kazakhstan is in news. Always it will be in news and eventually, but it is in news in context to Indian connection. So what happened is that India's Chief Election Commission, so also the chairman of Council of Member State of International Idea, so met. So actually, there is a meeting between Indian officials as well as Kazakhstan ambassador to India in New Delhi. So with respect to that, we have to see the geographical, physical aspects of Kazakhstan. So because we promised to ourselves that every day we will do one new place. So capital Astana, highest peak Khan Tengri, highest peak Khan Tengri. So key resources are available. So world's first producer of leading global producer of uranium. So Kazakhstan is the world's global leader of uranium. So here we will see some other aspects that, so Kazakhstan uniqueness ఏంటి అని అంటే, so mostly it is a transcontinental country. So mostly in Central Asia. Most of the part of Kazakhstan is in Central Asia. So but only small part is in Eastern Europe. So which means it is a part of Asia as well as it is a part of Europe. So for which it is called as transcontinental country. So capital Astana, it is bordered by Russia, China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. Okay. So and again అరాల్సీ ఏదైతే ఉందో లైస్ ఎట్ ది సదరన్ బార్డర్. అరాల్సీ గురించి యూపీఎస్సీలో చాలా క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగారు. అరాల్సీ ఈస్ ఫెడ్ బై అరేంజ్ ద ఫాలోయింగ్ కంట్రీస్ క్లాక్ వైజ్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు బార్డరింగ్ అరాల్సీ. అరాల్సీ సదరన్ బార్డర్లో ఉంటుంది, కాస్పియన్ సీ ఏమో వెస్ట్రన్ బార్డర్లో ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో టోపోగ్రఫీ పరంగా చూసుకుంటే లో ల్యాండ్స్, హిల్లీ ప్లాట్యూస్, ప్లెయిన్స్, లో మౌంటైన్స్ అండ్ డెజర్ట్స్ కజకిస్తాన్లో ఉన్నాయి. సో హైయెస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే కాంటెగ్రీ. సో Tengri is the highest point, Tensha and Altai mountains. So here the region is home to Kazakh steppe. Kazakh steppe, it is the world's largest dry steppe region. So it is also called as world's largest dry steppe region, and it is a global producer of uranium. So this is all about Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan గురించి క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎలా ఫామ్ చేయొచ్చు అంటే, కి ఐడెంటిఫై ద ఫాలోయింగ్ కంట్రీ which is bordered by Aral Sea on the southern border, and on the western side Caspian Sea is present, and it is a transcontinental country where most of the country is located in Central Asia and only few part is located in Eastern Europe. Identify the country and adagachu. Okay, clear? So next one we will see about MSME Sustainable Z certification. MSME Sustainable Z certification. So ఈ certification ఏంటి అని అంటే, see, Ministry of Micro, Small and New Enterprises, Micro, Small and New Enterprises, it found out that eventually, suppose consider two different companies has set up their manufacturing unit. So small ga చిన్న manufacturing unit set up చేశారు. So company A is producing 100 different products and company B is producing 10 different products. So these 100 different products lifespan is only for 10 days, but whereas this lifespan is for 100 days. Now which company eventually will you trust? Which company will a customer trust the most? Obviously company B, because there are less defects in the products. Okay, so because of less defects in the product, usually people prefer for company B. Okay, so that is why to actually make this a certification, MSME has come up with a scheme called Z, which means zero defect and zero effect. Zero defect and zero effect. So here zero defect is that, so obviously no product can be of zero defect, but minimizing the defects. So defects ni minimize chese process, and zero effect, which means the product manufacture chese phase lo. So during the manufacturing phase of a product, so manufacturing chese phase lo enti anante, so there should not release any kind of environment పొల్యూషన్. సో ఎలాంటి ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఎన్వైర్న్మెంట్ మీద చూపియద్దు. సో ఫర్ దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ థింగ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎనీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ MSME, then they can seek Z certification. Then they can seek Z certification as if Food Safety Standard Authorities of India నాన్ వెజ్ ఉంటే రెడ్, వెజ్ అయితే గ్రీన్ అని చెప్పి చిన్న సింబల్ యూస్ చేస్తుంది కదా. సో సిమిలర్లీ టు ఐడెంటిఫై దెమ్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ ఆఫర్ సపోజ్ ఇది చెప్పడమే కాదు, నాట్ ఓన్లీ టెల్లింగ్ బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో హెల్పింగ్ విత్ financially. So here the certification will be in three different levels: bronze, silver as well as gold levels. So for a certification, for a Z certification cost, సో Z certification చేయడానికి కొంత ఖర్చు అవుతుంది. ఆ ఖర్చు ఫర్ సపోజ్ ఉమెన్ ఓన్డ్ ఎంఎస్ఎంఈస్కి అయితే 100% గవర్నమెంట్ సబ్సిడీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుంది. అండ్ ఫర్ అదర్స్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ అసిస్టెన్స్ 70% ఆఫ్ ద టెస్టింగ్, certification cost up to 50,000. So for 50,000 certification cost of 75,000 financial assistance will be provided. So 2 lakhs for consultancy and handling and 3 lakh for cleaner technology adoption. So as of now nearly 22 different states have integrated Z into their industrial policy with several incentives. Okay, so this is all what is about MSME Sustainable Z certification concept. MSME Sustainable Z certification concept, which is zero defect and zero effect. Zero defect as well as zero effect. Next, moving forward, so we have an important institution in the news. So that institution is from Pune, Maharashtra. So it is called as National Center for Cell Science. National Center for Cell Science. So where it is located? So Pune, మహారాష్ట్ర. ఎప్పుడు ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేశారు? 1996. సో దాని సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ ఏంటి అని అంటే, సో వరల్డ్ మొత్తంలోనే ఉన్న మైక్రోబియల్ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ హోల్డ్ చేసుకునే దాంట్లో థర్డ్ ఉంది గ్లోబల్గా. ఓకే, సో పాపులేషన్ ఎట్లా అయితే మనం హోల్డ్ చేస్తున్నామో సిమిలర్లీ ద ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ నేషనల్ సెంటర్ ఫర్ సెల్ సైన్సెస్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ ద వరల్డ్స్ థర్డ్ లార్జెస్ట్ microorganisms constituent. Okay, so here the institution NCCS study aim chesindi, why it is in news is that so nearly 200 previous undocumented microbial strains showing how diet, geography, lifestyle shape a healthy gut microbe. So National Center for Cell Science ఏంటి అని అంటే, సో నియర్లీ 200 మైక్రో ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ యొక్క డేటా ఏవైతే ఉందో అది ఇట్ డిస్కవర్డ్. సో ఇట్ అన్కవర్డ్ నియర్లీ 200 ప్రీవియస్లీ అన్డాక్యుమెంటెడ్ మైక్రోస్ట్రెయిన్స్. ప్రీవియస్గా డాక్యుమెంట్ చేయలేని మైక్రో ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ అన్నిటిని కూడా 200ని రీసెంట్గా డాక్యుమెంట్ చేసింది. అండ్ ఆ డాక్యుమెంట్లో ఏం చెప్తుంది అంటే, సో ఈ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ హ్యూమన్ గట్కి ఎలా, లైఫ్ స్టైల్కి ఎలా హెల్ప్ అవుతున్నాయి, సో డైట్కి ఎలా హెల్ప్ అవుతున్నాయి, అండ్ ఆల్సో జాగ్రఫీ ఆఫ్ ద ప్లేస్కి ఎలా హెల్ప్ అవుతున్నాయి అని చెప్పేసి స్టడీ చేసింది. సో నేషనల్ సెంటర్ ఫర్ సెల్ సైన్స్. సో నౌ వీ విల్ సీ ద ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ రిగార్డింగ్ ద నేషనల్ సెంటర్ ఫర్ సెల్ సైన్స్. It is an autonomous organization aided by Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology. Ministry of Science and Technology కింద Department of Biotechnology కింద National Center for Cell Sciences ఉంది. So it is located at campus of Savitribai Phule University, Pune, Maharashtra. So actually దీని ట్రేసెస్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి అంటే నేషనల్ టిష్యూ కల్చర్ ఫెసిలిటీ became NFA TCC in 1988 and later it is named as NCCS. Clear? So here national, what does it do is that it has a national cell repository. So basic రీసెర్చ్ ఇన్ సెల్ బయాలజీలో రీసెర్చ్ చేయడము, నేషనల్ సెల్స్ రిపాజిటరీగా ఉంచుకోవడము అండ్ హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్స్ డెవలప్మెంట్. సో ఇట్ హోస్ట్ ద DBT ఫండెడ్ నేషనల్ సెంటర్ ఫర్ మైక్రోబియల్ రీసెర్చ్ అండ్ యాజ్ అ థర్డ్ లార్జెస్ట్ మైక్రోబియల్ కలెక్షన్ ఇన్ ది వరల్డ్. సో వరల్డ్లోనే థర్డ్ లార్జెస్ట్ మైక్రోబియల్ కలెక్షన్ ఉన్నది నేషనల్ సెంటర్ ఫర్ సెల్ సైన్సెస్. National Center for Cell Sciences. Next, moving forward, so we have African swine flu, so which is quite important for us to discuss. So imagine one farmer rearing some hundreds of pigs. His only income is rearing pig and taking care of them, and it runs his family and it is also supporting the economy of our country. So but one fine day if he finds out that the entire herd, entire pig's unit, whichever is there with him, has been expired because of virus called African swine fever. సో ఆఫ్రికన్ స్వైన్ ఫీవర్ వల్ల చనిపోయింది అని చెప్పి ఒక న్యూస్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి. ఇమాజిన్ హీ సిచ్యువేషన్, హిస్ economic situation. So consider his economic situation. And next, consider his social position, how bad it's going to be, right? Okay, so that is why recently Indian Council of Agriculture Research have developed African swine flu fever vaccine. Swine flu African swine flu virus vaccine. So here, it is a highly contagious viral disease affecting the pig and wild boar. So which is caused by African swine flu virus. So which causes high fever. Actually, infect అయినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అంటే high fever వస్తుంది, hemorrhages వస్తాయి, mortality that may approach 100% వరకు డెత్ వరకు వెళ్ళే ఛాన్స్ దీనికి. సో బట్ we should consider that it is not a zoonotic disease. Absolutely, it is not a zoonotic disease. So zoonotic, what do you mean by zoonotic? Zoonotic is something so where it spreads from animal to man. సో యానిమల్ నుండి మ్యాన్కి స్ప్రెడ్ అయ్యేది ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ డిసీజెస్ని జూనోటిక్ డిసీజ్ అంటారు. సో బట్ ఆఫ్రికన్ స్వైన్ ఫ్లూ వైరస్ మాత్రము ఇట్ డజంట్ స్ప్రెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ యానిమల్ టు man. So it is only confined to, as of now, it is only confined to pigs. Okay, so ఎలా స్ప్రెడ్ అవుతుంది అంటే డైరెక్ట్ కాంటాక్ట్, contaminated feed and material, pork products, soft sticks in subtropical region. So India actually 2020 lone we have witnessed this virus in Assam as well as Arunachal Pradesh, and it has spread to several other states. So till now there is no proper cure for that, but recent breakthrough happened is that African swine fever vaccine has been developed by Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Bhopal. So Bhopal lo unna ICAR has developed this African swine fever vaccine. So దాని ఫీచర్ ఏంటి అంటే ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్గా ఫస్ట్ ఫీచర్ ఏంటి అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇండిజినియస్ లైవ్ అటెన్యూయేటెడ్ vaccine for pigs. India's first indigenous live attenuated vaccine. So remember what is live attenuated vaccine? Live attenuated, which means in the virus virion, which is a disease causing capacity agent, will be destroyed and directly the live virus will be injected into your body. This is live attenuated vaccine. So African swine flu vaccine is a live attenuated vaccine. Clear? Is it okay? Next one. So what we have is Rhine River. So where is Rhine River? Rhine River is in news because French naval has rescued few persons in migration boat that is in Rhine River. So that is why we will have to have a look on Rhine River. Don't mind. So Rhine River, so basically the context here is that water levels in river Rhine, so major highway for European freight traffic, so recently sank below record set in October 2018. So imagine, one biggest countries, major economic countries river, so 12th longest river is of record low. So very low water has been recording and it is showing a signs of death, so which is very pathetic, right? So it is a 12th longest river in Europe and the longest in Western Europe. So nearly the length is 1232 kilometers. It usually originates in the Alps of eastern Switzerland, so which actually flows in six different countries before reaching North Sea. So North Sea and Rhine River drains into the North Sea. So before it drains into the North Sea, it crosses nearly six different countries. And the uniqueness of Rhine River is it forms a boundary, so natural boundary between Germany as well as France. So Germany ki France ki natural boundary form చేస్తుంది. So historically formed the Roman Empire's northern frontier. So because of availability of water, civilizations flourishes there. Okay, clear. So Rhine River, it's vital commercial waterway. It has a vital commercial waterway because 20% of world chemical industries are located along its bank. So Rhine River bank మీద 20% of world chemical industries are located. So total length 1232 kilometers. So it origin from Swiss Alps. Okay, next it outflows, it drains into the North Sea, Rotterdam. North Sea, Rotterdam. So these are the aspects of Rhine River. So Rhine River is in news because it has shown a signs of very low quantity of water. So that is why Rhine River is in news. Okay, thank you so much. The next one we will be discussing about clouded leopard. So basically every year August 4th is celebrated as International Clouded Leopard Day. So, International Clouded Leopard Day. So, and India reaffirmed its conservation commitment. And this year, India, what it has done is that so we will conserve clouded leopard. So, we have reaffirmed ourselves the commitment to actually to conserve clouded leopard. So, newly launched clouded leopard conservation action plan. So on par with that, on par with speaking, government has also launched clouded leopard conservation action. Okay, clear. So here it is. Now we will see what are the unique features of clouded leopard. A wild cat of dense forest. So dense forest from the Himalayas through Southeast Asia into South China. So which means it is also located in China also. Two species like the clouded leopard and the Sanda clouded leopard. So in India, it is specifically found in Sikkim, North Bengal, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur, Assam, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh. It is named for distinctive cloud-shaped markings. So it has a distinctive cloud-shaped marking on its coat and an exceptionally long tail for balance. So we need to know the IUCN status is vulnerable. IUCN status is vulnerable. So India has launched, already we have launched Clouded Leopard Conservation Action Plan. So it covers mostly 14 priority landscapes. Northeastern states లో ఉన్న 14 priority landscapes ని కవర్ చేస్తూ ఒక ప్లాన్ లాంచ్ చేసింది. ఓకే, సో టు కన్సర్వ్ అండ్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ క్లౌడెడ్ leopard. సో సైంటిఫిక్ నేమ్ ఏంటి అంటే నియోఫెలిస్ నెబులోసా. సో నియోఫెలిస్ నెబులోసా. IUCN status is vulnerable. So landscapes 14 northeastern, mostly in northeastern states. So this is all about clouded leopard. So next one we have an important conservation site in the news. So that is quite important because even it is directly from the Supreme Court. Directly the news is from the Supreme Court is that so Assam కన్జర్వేషన్ రిజర్వ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో సో 10 కిలోమీటర్స్ రేడియస్లో మైనింగ్ చేయొద్దు అని చెప్పేసి సుప్రీంకోర్టు క్లారిఫికేషన్ ఇచ్చింది. ఓకే, సో సుప్రీంకోర్ట్ క్లారిఫైడ్ దట్ 10 kilometers mining ban radius around the Assam. So Assam wetland, a Ramsar site actually applies to all the wetlands. It doesn't only apply to one or two wetlands, but all the wetlands. It applies to all the wetland conservation reserves nationwide for parity. Okay, so Assam Conservation Reserve. Clear. So ఇది ఎక్కడ ఉంది? ఉత్తరాఖండ్లో ఉంది. సో నియర్లీ 330 బర్డ్ స్పీసీస్ని డిస్కవర్ చేశారు. సో అండ్ ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్ డే 330 బర్డ్ స్పీసీస్ ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్ డే. సో కీ ఫిష్ ప్రెసెంట్ దేర్ ఇస్ దట్ గోల్డెన్ Mahashe, Golden Mahashe. So Asan Conservation Site ekkada undi ante Dehradun district, Uttarakhand, at the confluence of, from where did this Asan come from? The river, from the river. So confluence of Asan and Yamuna rivers. It comprises Asan barrage, the wetland formed by damming the Asan river in 1967. So కన్జర్వేషన్ రిజర్వ్గా 2005లోనే దీన్ని చెప్పారు. సో ఉత్తరాఖండ్స్ ఫస్ట్ రామ్సార్ సైట్ 2020లో అసాన్ కన్జర్వేషన్ రిజర్వ్. నెక్స్ట్, it lies along the Central Asian Flyway, which is home to nearly 330 bird species. So, Central Asian Flyway is nothing but it is a roadmap of flying birds. It is a roadmap of migratory birds. So, wild rumped vulture and bear's poacher. So, also it supports the endangered. It supports the endangered golden mushy as a feeding, migration, and spawning site. Okay, so this is about Asan Conservation Reserve. Asan Conservation Reserve. So we discussed various lot of topics. Asan Conservation Reserve, clouded leopard. We discussed about Rhine River. We discussed about African swine fever. African swine fever. We discussed about National Center for Cell Science. Next, we discussed about MSME Sustainable Z certification. Next, we precisely talked about Kazakhstan. Next one, Pseudokinesis licameronensis. We talked about this. It is named after a river. It is a fish. Okay, clear? Type of catfish. Nitrosamines. Whenever you take a junk food, remember that nitrosamines are in your hands before you consume. Thank you so much. Keep revising. Stay updated. These are like everyday vitamins. Everyday daily dosage will help you to achieve your dream. Thank you so much.